We lose the McCoy Stadium, now we lose Hasbro. We got nothing in Pawtucket no more.
It's like double jeopardy.
Oh, now on Sunrise, Hasbro shipping up to Boston. We take a look at how this will impact Rhode Island.
Sunshine is shipping its way up our direction, breaking through some of the clouds this morning. A really beautiful view, and we're staying mainly clear for the next couple hours before a few more clouds fill in for a cooler than usual day. Coming up, I have more details though on where temperatures are trending even cooler for tomorrow.
And Decision 2026, shortly after Hasbro's announcement, Helena Folks schedules her own big announcement today. Could she be running for governor again?
NBC 10 News Sunrise starts right now.
This is News Watch 10 at Sunrise. Watch 10 at Sunrise.
This is News Watch 10 Sunrise.
This is the team you trust. NBC 10 News Sunrise.
And good morning, 6:30 on this Tuesday, September 9th, 40 years to the moment our Sunrise show began. Today marks the 40th anniversary of the Sunrise show.
Yeah, and still going strong.
Yes, we're celebrating all morning long here on Sunrise. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Mario Flowery.
And good morning, I'm Alison. We have a lot to get to this morning, including Mayor Don Grebien is here to talk about Hasbro, and we have a special surprise for you coming up too.
Yes.
But first, the weather with Christina. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. No surprises here. It's a beautiful start for us across southern New England. 40 years of sunrise. We've got that beautiful sunrise out there right now, just with some patchy clouds. But high pressure has built its way in. That's why this morning, in more areas than not, we're seeing mostly clear skies. Just the south coastline, southeastern Massachusetts, seeing a little bit of cloudiness. It's because there's high pressure off to our west. However, there's also a front off to our east. So these two are competing, and eventually a little bit more cloudiness will be filling its way in for later today. And actually by tomorrow, we are mainly cloudy and even some rain from that system headed our way. In the meantime, heading out the door this morning, cool in spots, mid 40s at Hope Valley, 47 right now in Burrillville, upper 40s for the vast majority of us. Somerset's there. New Bedford even cooler though, only 44. Meanwhile, 50 degrees in the city of Providence. Heading out the door, grab your sunglasses. Partly cloudy though for the remainder of the day as we head into the low 70s. Coming up, I have more details on a much cooler, cloudier, and damp day tomorrow. Kristen?
All right, thank you, Christina. So unfortunately, we are still seeing those backups in Raynham right now along Route 24 northbound. So right before those backups start to slow our drivers down, we've got Porter Street, Padelford Street, and South Main Street all looking good as possible options for you to veer off of Route 24. They're taking local roads and not the main highways and interstates right now because Route 24, it's taking drivers about 52 minutes to get from Fall River up to 495 in Raynham right now. Route 140 north is looking really good though. Just a little bit of a slowdown is starting to slow our drivers down right before Route 24 there, but 17 minutes is your drive time from New Bedford up to Route 24. Also, we still have that accident in Wareham that's slowing our northbound travelers down on 495.
Do you think Rhode Island could have done more to keep them here?
You know, yes, of course, we could.
All right, so the years-long speculation is over. No surprise here. After more than 100 years in the city, one of Rhode Island's most iconic companies is moving out of Pawtucket. Hasbro, as we've learned, is moving to Boston.
Yeah, Hasbro leaving its Newport Avenue headquarters for Summer Street up in Boston, in the Seaport area there. And you're right, you can see their new headquarters in the Boston City, the new headquarters owned by WS Development, the same company that runs Garden City and the crossings in Smithfield. And new on Sunrise, Hasbro's announcement will have major impacts on the city of Pawtucket, of course.
All right, so of course we wanted to speak with the mayor, Don Grebien, who's joining us early this morning live on the set. All right, so this really isn't a surprise. We've been hearing about this for some time. So what do you want to say to people in Pawtucket when it goes to the spirit of not giving up, right?
I mean, the one thing about Pawtucket is we've had our blows and, you know, and we're not afraid of challenge at times. We're going to persevere in this one. You know, we've done everything that we could to try to keep them there. You know, I was joking with you a few minutes ago. I think the surprise would have been if they stayed.
Right.
When the leadership changed, so did the, you know, the thought process. You know, there's been many years, if you think about that, where they've come in and renegotiated different agreements to stay, and there were, you know, leveraging points. At that point, the company really respected and understood the relationship it had with Rhode Island and to the folks that have been working there all these years. And to also the artistic value. But it's changed, right? It's a different company, and they're doing what they need to do. But at the end of the day,
it's a loss.
Absolutely, it's a loss.
It's interesting too because as Mario and I were covering, Providence was also trying to steal Hasbro away from Pawtucket. So you were kind of holding on to the apex land for Hasbro.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of up for grabs. We can move forward in the city.
Yeah, we had been talking about that. We had preserved that because we thought that Hasbro was making a mistake by, going to Boston, or we thought they were going to Boston, being part of our waterfront district, tying into all of the, we put $1 billion into our economic valuability in the city over the last decade or so. So now we have Apex that we've been holding. Now we can move forward to see what is the best use. We talk about a mixed use. We have some residential, some retail, and potentially a corporate office like Hasbro was part of it. But now,
and trying to tie it into Rhode Island FC, right, too?
Right,
you have RFPs on the table already?
Yeah, we had them. We went out a year or so ago, put it on hold. We're going back out because the market has changed. Yes. But for Apex itself, and then we've got all the development for what we call Phase 1B across from the Tidewater. We have housing. We already have about 70 plus units in the pipeline for affordable on part of the land. So there's a lot of activity, and with the commuter rail, there's a lot of good things happening. So we're positive. We've been through these challenges, and we keep moving and get actually better when we lose something.
And what about the old Hasbro site now? Any ideas of what could happen for that?
We've been having conversations over the last few years, anticipating what it could be. Now we just got to work with them, get in there to understand the structure itself. We've had architects that have talked to us, but we haven't been able to go in there. So there could be multiple uses, But first and foremost, I think we have to take care of the employees that are losing their potential.
I'm also hearing some employees are staying and they're going to commute to Boston.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll use the commuter rail.
Yeah.
So there's a win, right?
Absolutely.
After you built
Exactly.
it. So we'll see.
No, but I mean, listen, there's some great things happening, and listen, nobody wants to be here, but we need to deal with it. The state, with the governor, the speaker, and the Senate president, everybody's been collaborating over the last few years. At the end of the day, they're a corporate entity that did what's best for them.
And you're also moving City Hall at the same time, too. So there's a lot of moves.
So a lot of good things on their plate.
All right, but
Mayor
you're
Don
showing up and
Grebien.
you're answering the questions, so we appreciate that for sure.
Thank you so much. Of course, stay with NBC 10 to track the impact of Hasbro's move, including what this means for local employees and the future of the Pawtucket facility. You can also find new developments as they happen on turnto10.com.
Yeah, and what comes next, right? One door closes, others open.
And meanwhile, on the heels of that announcement, Helena Folks says she has a major announcement happening today. She says it's about the, quote, challenges and opportunities facing Rhode Island. The expectation is she'll announce another run for Rhode Island governor. Remember, she ran for governor in 2022, losing in the primary to Dan McKee. We'll be there today for her announcement and bring you the latest on air and online. Also happening today in Boston, voters will narrow down the candidates in the mayoral race.
The top front runners are incumbent Mayor Michelle Wu and Josh Kraft, of course, on the Patriots. A recent poll by Emerson College is showing a big lead for Mayor Wu with a 50% lead over Kraft. That's big. Polls open tonight. They're opening up, and they'll be opened up tonight until, I believe, 8 o'clock. The general election will be then held after that on November 4th.
All right, these chilly temperatures don't get my vote of approval, Christina, that's for sure.
Definitely a cool start. Once that sun is out for a little while, we'll warm up back up into the 70s. But yeah, this morning 40s and low 50s to go around. A lot of sunshine for us, but the further south you are, the more clouds that you're seeing. So for right now in New Bedford, kind of a mix of sun and clouds, a lot of high cloudiness to start off our day. But we did see clear skies for a while, which is how we dropped into those mid 40s to start off your day there. Now, humidity levels over the next few days are pretty low, with the exception being tomorrow, just a touch sticky. You might not even notice it, but more than anything else, we're cloudy, cool, and damp as our temperatures barely touch 70. So with those dew points in the 60s, it'll feel a touch sticky, but we lose that humidity and increase our temperatures Thursday in the upper 70s with more sun. Coming up, I have more details on the rain tomorrow and then what's ahead for us. Kristen.
Thank you, Christina. Now with your Smart Route traffic update. Unfortunately, we have another accident popping up here along Route 24 northbound. We are not seeing any slowdowns as of right now, but this accident is in West Bridgewater on Route 24 northbound in the area of exit 30 or 28 there, I should say. So 82 minutes. So we are at almost an hour and a half right now on Route 24 northbound from Fall River up to I-93, particularly slow because of that accident that we have in Raynham. That's really slowing things down for early morning commuters. Mario, Allison.
All right, thank you, Kristen. Ahead, NBC 10 Sunrise turns 40 today.
How did that happen? We continue our celebrations here on the morning show, but first, some well wishes from some of our Dayside friends.
Gene Valicenti, happy 40th anniversary to NBC 10 Sunrise, and the only crew that gets up earlier than I do. And by the way, we want to thank you. The night crew wants to thank you for the stuff you leave for us in the morning. This is Alison's heater. And this pair of shoes has been here for years. Not sure whose that is. And paper towels all over the place when we get in. But anyway, what a great crew and what a great show. Congratulations.
Now, from Southern New England's leading news station, Frank Coletta, Art Lake, and Tony DiBiasio. This is News Watch 10 at sunrise.
Good morning. It's 56 degrees at 6:30 in the morning. I'm Frank Coletta.
And keep up the good work, treadmill troops. We see you exercising while you catch up on the news of the day. Oh, and when you leave the house, drive carefully, watch out for the Papones, and don't let those dastardly computers ruin your day. Enjoy this late summer warmth because, you know, in just a few months, it's going to be cold enough for the Mudandis again. And those are some of the fun routines I remember sprinkling in between the news segments back in the days of Origot here on the Sunrise Show, along with the Village of the Day, the Coffee Cup Salute, the Stupid Criminal of the Week. But enough of this flashback. This is 2025, so let's turn things back over to the very capable, very talented crew that picked up where I left off just over 6 years ago today.
Wow.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of our 40th anniversary celebration here on the Sunrise Show, and salute.
Salute. Well, thank you for being here, Frank.
Oh.
We could not celebrate this milestone without the man who started it all. What do you remember back in those days? I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Well, when you get to be my age, you remember the 40 years ago better than you remember last week. But what I remember most is that the change in technology over the 40 years. I'd say for the first 6 or maybe 7 years of the Sunrise Show, we were still writing the news on typewriters.
Yeah.
Manual typewriters and the electronic typewriters, and the very first computers were nothing more than word processors.
Right.
No internet there, no email, no nothing. And things have certainly advanced in a million different ways since then.
Yeah, you didn't even have these, I don't think.
I know.
When you left the iPads,
well,
all
when
our
you
scripts.
left, we were still on paper, and
That's
now,
right.
wouldn't you
That's right.
love this, Frank? You would love this.
Oh, yeah, you would love
I have to say, I think what made Sunrise so special when you were here is how conversational you always were with the viewers, how you were very embedded in the community, and you know news. You were a reporter, you worked in the assignment desk, so you know the prompter goes down and you could pick it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my years in radio helped a lot because that was ad lib everything. And if the news is in your head, you should be able to bring it to the people, even if there's no script. No, it's just not always perfect.
No, but that's all right. But that's what people like. You know, you're not always perfect. You know, you're yourself. You're human. And I have to say, you know, I started on the weekends, and I did it for a long time. But I emulated you. You know, I looked up to you and your style and really connecting with the viewers. So I'm where I am today because I followed in your footsteps.
We learned very quickly that the mood, the tone in the morning is so different from the 6 o'clock news at night. People are just getting ready for the day. We knew, and maybe this is still true today, we knew as many people were listening to the show as were watching the show because they were in the midst of their getting ready for the day, getting their kids ready for school, et cetera, et cetera. So we kept it conversational. Even when the consultant said we should be more formal.
Right.
Exactly.
And we're getting more and more conversational, too.
We're trying to get back to that now,
You're there. I watch you guys sometimes.
I still get up a little early, right?
Not for maybe the earliest part of the show, but I've seen the show. And
I was jealous when they said we first started, you started at 6:30 in the morning.
That
seems like
is
a
luxury. Can you imagine? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. But the day was longer because after the show and after the Today Show, local news, I went out and did a story for the noon and the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah, of course.
But then the show got longer and longer, and we got up earlier and earlier, and we were just a little fiefdom unto ourselves.
Well, I think a lot of people want to know, too, what have you been up to?
Yeah. Well,
you've been enjoying yourself,
oh, sure.
relaxing.
The short answer is whatever I want.
That's great.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's
Quahogging?
Oh, of course.
Did you bring me any quahogs?
I haven't been for a few days, so they got to be fresh. They got to be fresh. But I'll deliver some over. Most days, what other retired people do. Part of the day is what you need to get done, and the rest of the day is what you want to get done.
Yeah,
and some days it's all what you want to get done.
Nice.
So it's a slower pace, but it's not boring.
That's awesome.
The other question I get is, are you bored yet? And the answer is no. No. Because there's so much to do, so much to see around Rhode Island and southern New England. I'm revisiting places I've been to years ago and seen places I've never been to before.
I love that.
Love it. All right, Frank, thank you so much. Thanks for being here for our 40th.
Cheers.
Yeah, he's got that big mimosa thing.
It's ridiculous.
All right. In the meantime, Christina now, our time-honored tradition of bringing you the weather first thing in the morning.
Yes, absolutely. Good to see you, Frank, and it's good to see the sunshine out there this morning. Star People's Credit Union Skycam Network here from the village at Waterman Lake in Greenville to start off the day. We are only in the upper 40s right now, so temperatures have dropped compared to this time yesterday morning because of those clear skies we saw earlier, although we are starting to notice more cloudiness build in. Even early this morning, we'll still see a fair amount of blue skies and sunshine today, but those clouds are slowly increasing throughout the day today. So even though we're brighter than what we saw yesterday, those clouds are back as we head towards tonight and through the day tomorrow. A mostly cloudy day with a slight rain risk. I want to highlight the word slight because it really is only an isolated to a stray shower chance for the vast majority of us away from the coastline in particular. The coastline has a better shot at seeing some scattered rain chances. Our peak of rain is going to be through the daytime hours tomorrow, then decreasing as we head towards Wednesday evening. But for the day today, still under the influence here of high pressure. So we're still looking at mostly clear skies for the next couple hours, then partly cloudy skies do take over as temperatures head into the lower 70s. Of course, we know this is below average, so comfortably cool in the low 70s instead of where we should be in the upper 70s. But our temperatures drop even further for our highs as we head towards tomorrow because of those mostly cloudy skies that fill in. Now, the offshore system kicking back some clouds slowly for us throughout the day today turns us overcast. This is that stalled out front off to our eastern seaboard, and this low running up the track brings most heavy rain well out to sea. But some of those outer bands do kick back our way, so our next weather maker will be some spotty showers as we head through the day tomorrow as that low passes us offshore. You can see it's clearly not a direct hit, so as a result, really limited rain chances. Our best bet will be at the south coastline, southeastern Massachusetts, the Cape and the islands for sure, and that starts tomorrow morning. So sending the kids out to the bus stops in the morning, cloudy and a bit damp, just make sure that they're prepared for an isolated shower chance, but it's definitely not going to be a washout. Definitely some better chances of rain closer to our south coastline. A cool and cloudy day tomorrow, only in the 60s, but we're improving dramatically heading beyond that. Actually, Thursday is our mildest day of the work week. Inland temperatures in the upper 70s, more mid 70s in the Newport area. Thursday kicks off the Newport International Boat Show, nice and bright and mild. Friday slightly cooler, upper 60s for you in the Newport area, but still nice and dry, and that dry weather carries with us into the weekend. Coming up, I have more details on those low 70s, a very fall-like feel as we head into Friday and beyond it. Back to you.
Coming up, a new home for Hasbro, the toy company announces. It's not a big surprise here, but it's moving out of Pawtucket. So where are they going? We'll let you know.
Also taking a live look at stock futures, which are mixed right now in pre-market trading. Kristen's got some slowdowns here on 195 and Christina's extended 10-day forecast next.
All right, here we are. The years-long speculation is over after more than 100 years in the city. One Rhode Island iconic company is moving. We're talking about Hasbro. They are moving out of Pawtucket, headed up to Boston. You just heard from the mayor who said they're going to cope. They're going to do the best they can. That opens up the space at Apex for new development. Hasbro is going to Boston by the end of 2026.
And another big announcement happening today. Helena Folks says she has an announcement that we're expecting she'll announce a run for Rhode Island governor. Remember, she ran in 2022. She lost in the primary to Dan McKee. Kristen?
Yeah, so we remain slow out there. Different portions of our region looking at our main interstates and highways. 195 westbound is starting to slow down as drivers make their way closer to the split. And we also are moving very slow eastbound as drivers make their way over the I-Way and Washington bridges. Here's a live look now at 654 at that slow going travel that we have as drivers inch their way closer into Providence. Also, we remain very slow on Route 24 northbound as well, unfortunately, because of those backups we're seeing in Raynham because of that accident over by exit 20. Christina?
Thank you, Kristen. Final look at our 10-day forecast. Nice and calm for us today. Increasing clouds today, but still a lot of sun as we head into the low 70s. Tomorrow, even cooler. Mostly cloudy skies are working in. A couple spotty showers, especially close to the coastline. Only upper 60s if we're lucky. So a cool day, but much milder and seasonable Thursday in the upper 70s with that increasing sunshine that sticks with us into the weekend.
And here we have it. We have our extended Sunrise family present and past. We have the Doug Rossi was our initial Sunrise producer.
Doug,
that worked
for
with
coming
Frank.
in. Yes.
Suzanne Nato, our special projects executive producer, who was what, the third
Sunrise
producer,
show producer,
and all our behind-the-scenes folks who get us on the air each and every morning.
Yeah. We have our website folks. We have our producers. Holly, do you want to raise your hand? She produces our 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. Kristen with weather. Dan Paquette, our assistant news director. There she is, our captain. Who's
Chelsea
that?
Walker.
Captain Chelsea.
Pat on the back. And we're all here because of you each and every morning, continuing to tune in. So we appreciate that. We never take your loyalty and your viewership for granted, that's for sure.
So Frank, 40 years. Did you ever think?
Seems like only yesterday.
I bet.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come back, I'd be happy to sleep in if you want to kind of you miss it.
Oh, me next.
All right, that does it for us. The Today Show is next. Happy Tuesday, everyone, and happy anniversary, Sunrise.
Yeah, thanks for turning to 10.
Salud.